Hey, thanks for taking the time to join us here on Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and I'm going to talk Polk County Historical and Genealogical Library. And there's a little bit of story that goes with this, and I'm often reminded of a quote that goes, paint an incredible painting and you are labeled as an artist, design an incredible building and you're an architect, but if you forget somebody's name one time, they're going to remember you for the rest of your life. And
that was good.
Joining us in studio is Shannon Graham.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. So, worked your name into the open for the show, and you're like, it's in the script. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. It's contagious.
Okay.
For me, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but yeah. And that's all. That's the only thing you remember about me. Do you remember my name?
It was because it was on the last show.
Yeah.
So it was the last memory I had before we took our break.
Yeah, but now, like, you're throwing it back to, like, 6 tapings ago. You forgot it that time? You forgot? I think I only forgot it once.
I think probably, yeah.
Okay. There's probably been more.
Probably.
Hey, so how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How
Yeah,
are you
you
doing?
took a hiatus. You took a
Yes.
vacation from us.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, a holiday break.
Yeah. And you had to get out of the office for a while, for starters, because they were doing some renovations.
Well, so we're still in the building.
Yeah.
So we were in the building the whole time that the renovations were going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought you were over at Parks for a little bit.
No, so you're thinking about, well, we moved in June for another building
Project?
renovation, yeah. But no, we came back. So we've been in the building the whole time the windows have been taken out. So we're hoping maybe this spring to have
How's that working during this cold blast?
It's a little chilly.
It's a little?
Emelise gave me some hand warmers when I came. I said, do you have any hand warmers?
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, it's been really cool to see the building kind of move through these phases. So, and then by the end of it, we'll have some gorgeous windows.
Yep.
So.
You can look out and go, it's cold out there, but it's warm in here.
Yeah, same. Our heater is working.
So for those that might not know, talk a little bit about what the Historical and Genealogical Library is.
Yeah, so it is in the Polk County History Center, which is downtown Bartow, and it consists of thousands of books, primary and secondary source materials. So what that means is that you've got documentation that's original to the time period, which can be 1800s, 1900s, 2000s. And then you've got some secondary source material, which is research written after the fact that can be compiled by kind of third-party sources. So with those combination of resources, you're able to research your family history, kind of subject from history that you're interested in, school project, things like that. And having the primary and secondary source material together can give you like the full picture of what you're looking for.
And of those resources, we've talked about this in the past, if it's not Polk County related, you have some cool toys that folks can play with and find out a lot more about where their name came from.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of kind of digitizing materials, is that we have access to Ancestry and Family Search, which Ancestry is normally a paid subscription for people out there in Polk County, but when you come to the library, you're able to access that for free. So what is on Ancestry and Family Search is digitized resources from all over the world, so they can access things if they're out of state or out of the country. So we give help to people who are just starting or have kind of hit a brick wall and don't know where to go from there. So it's a great thing to kind of have the digital aspect and also the physical. So if you get stuck on one, you can go to the other and we can help you for that process.
I had never been to your office, so this is a silly question. I've been there. The first time I was in your office, we were running some cable and we had to come through, had to get equipment up through the one elevator because the other one, something was going on. Yeah. So we ran it up that, and I didn't know that end existed. But for folks that might wonder where you are within the Historical Museum, tell them.
Yeah, so we're on the second floor. We're on the side of Central Avenue. So when you come into the History Center, you're going to go up the elevator or the stairs, and we'll be on the, I believe it's the east side of the building. I don't know, the central side of the building.
Yeah, that is
I
definitely
think
east.
East side.
Yeah, that's north. So,
I
yep.
don't know. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Whatever.
I had to get my bearings.
Yeah, so we are located on the second floor. And with the building's closures, the library is going to be probably the most open space that you can get to right now. We are having some exhibits that are closed, but the east side remains open. So.
And you can either go up the west end elevator.
Oh.
Can you get through the historical courthouse into you?
Yes. Yeah. So if people come through, now you're giving me directions. You go through the east side or the south side entrance. You can go through the rotunda up the stairs, and both elevators are currently open.
Those are my favorite stairs to take.
They're very grand.
Yeah, and just the walk up is stunning.
Yeah, it's
to
gorgeous.
say the least. But it was done in a time where now stairs are so much closer together and so much wider apart. And I got old man knees, and honestly, those are the only stairs I enjoy going up or coming down, because they are much more gentle on an old body.
Well, I'll put that in the historical note about the building. Approval from Brian.
Well, when they said they couldn't change anything, I was really happy. I'm like, yeah, be gentle on those. Be gentle on those. Now, one of the other big ticket items, since, well, you know, we just passed Christmas, we're in the new year, and I was thinking shopping. One of the things that you provide, and people absolutely love, because they can do it in the building or they can do it online, is your speaker series.
Yes.
And my girl Shannon, she told me, she's like, you know, normally she books 3 to 6 months out. Whole year is planned, but she goes, don't ask me past April.
It's written down somewhere.
How is it I can forget your name, and I'm not forgiven, but you can't remember the names of anything past April?
That's like 10 series.
Yeah.
I don't think those things are equivalent personally, but.
Hey, look, in my world it is.
All right.
But let's talk speaker series. Let's go a few months out, and since we're going to talk February, what do we got going on in February?
So February is, also note, so because of building closures, we are actually doing virtual only.
Ooh.
Yes, so until further notice, we're doing virtual only just because the moving, obviously, renovations that we just talked about. So for February, we have Sarah Dawson coming in, and she is going to be talking about research planning and source documentation, which that's a lot of words strung together, and it doesn't really make sense. So I'll explain. When you start your research journey, I guess it's a good way to put it, it kind of becomes vital for you to plan in advance. Okay, think about like planning a trip somewhere or traveling. You wouldn't, for most of us, you wouldn't just go and kind of piddle around and see what happens. So researching is the same way in that you have to approach it very methodically in order to make sure that you've covered all the ground that you need to cover. So she's going to be talking about ways that you can research plan, and then kind of the sources that you should look for to kind of cover your basics. So that'll be February, which is going to be really exciting. And then for March, March 29th, Kate Townsend is coming in, and she's talking about court records research for people who, you know, don't have a background in law. I know a lot of those documents can be really convoluted and hard to kind of wade through, so she's going to be clarifying some of those things, which will be fun. And then for April, we have Allison Mon coming in. She's coming in April 26th, and she's going to be talking about sharing your family with your family, which means, you know, we have a lot of patrons and researchers who are very passionate about their research, obviously, and the work that they've put into it, but some of the other family members might not be as excited or really understand, you know, what's the point. And so what Allison's going to do is give some techniques and tricks about how to kind of share your family history with your family in an exciting way that's kind of relatable to everyone. So that's what we got for the upcoming spring, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. I like that first one, because you were like, nobody would just set off on a journey and
I know, and then I was thinking, Brian would do that.
My life is a series of horrible decisions, and I have great stories to tell.
I'm sure. For our type A personalities, which is me.
Yeah. Everything's got to be controlled.
Yes.
Your favorite Rolling Stones song is Under My Thumb.
You know, fun in quantities, you know.
Exactly. So we know that they're not going to be in the museum in and of itself. How can folks find out more information?
Yeah, so they can go to our website at polkhistorycenter.org, and they can go to the calendar and scroll down, and there they can find the link to my email where they can email me to get the link for that. But also they can contact the Polk County History Center with my number, which is 863-534-4604. Just call me and I'll send them the link myself.
Honestly, the only thing ever good to come out of COVID was the ability for you guys to put these meetings on, because I think we were in a dark time where people were looking for something, and getting out of the house wasn't feasible. So when you guys made these available like this, now, you know, sometimes if you can't make it down, talk a little bit about how that's been received within the folks that like to do the research.
Yeah, so that has kind of opened up a whole new world for us as a entity, but also for our patrons. So I think it's been a great thing. We've gotten patrons from all over the country. We've been able to book speakers from all over the country. And so broadening our horizons in that way is helpful in that we have more resources. So yeah, it's been great.
Well, Shannon, it's been a pleasure as far as seeing you again. Well, we're going to do this every 2 months. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Yeah,
you come back and we'll update the speaker series, and I'm not going to make you go out all the way.
Yeah, I'll bring my whole list next time.
It'd be like Santa calling off all the reindeer.
All right. In October we have.
Well, definitely come back and see us, and look forward to seeing you March. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'll work, right?
Yeah, that'll work. Thanks, Brian.
The Polk County Historical and Genealogical Library is a non-circulatory Polk County library, meaning visitors can utilize the books on the shelves, but they cannot be checked out, and they cannot leave the building. Now, they're located at 100 East Main Street in Bartow. History Center is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. You need more information on exhibits, events, speaker series, anything, check it out. Go to polkhistorycenter.org or give them a call, 863-534-4604. If you enjoyed that episode of Polk Place, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and even check out the next one.